Hello, hello. It's Cecilia Towns, the Sporty Esquire, and I'm here with another episode of Workin Women Wednesday, the series where I tell you what I wish I knew when I first started working. Of course, I pull from my experience as an athlete, as an attorney, and as an entrepreneur to make you better than me. That's what I'm about, making everybody a winner. So like I told you last year, last week, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about themes that I gathered from my time at the Gladiators Women in Sports Mixer. I talked to a lot of great women, and a lot of them had some commonalities, and I think it would be good that if I shared some of what we discussed. So that we're all on the same page. So last week we talked about Run Me My Money. If you haven't watched that, go and pause this and then go watch it and then come back and watch this, because that's the money part. And now we're talking about the action part. One of the common questions that I got from ladies was, well, how did you start Gladiators? And how did you do the mixer? And how did you, and initially I was kind of like, how did I? But what I realized, what a lot of people are actually missing is just the action part. And so today, it's Workin Women Wednesday. Just do it. Just do it. Just take the action. The answer to those questions about how I started Gladiators, how I started my own company, how I decided to do the mixer or did the mixer, was that I just did it. I had a vision and I just did it. Like, there wasn't anybody that I saw doing it or doing it the way I was doing it. I felt that there was a need for me to do it, so I did it. And that sounds really, really basic, right? But obviously people are missing the action portion out of life. A lot of us are just sort of have all these visions, all these goals, but we're not putting them to action. And so today, I just want to encourage you to take the action on those things that you think could be amazing. And obviously, I don't just encourage you to do things. I always kind of give you some pointers on how to do it. So yeah. One of the things before I start giving you the pointers, I want to say is there's never going to be a perfect timing to do it. There's never going to be a perfect situation. You're never going to have enough money. You're never going to have enough support. Don't let any of those things stop you, because the situation will never be perfect. If you're waiting on the situation to be perfect, your dreams are going to pass you by. Your goals are going to pass you by. And that's why the slogan for Nike and for this session is just do it. Just do it, no matter how uncomfortable it might be initially, no matter how the odds are stacked against you. If you have the vision, you have the belief, you have the passion for it, just do it. So there are 4 things I want to let you know, or to help you in this just do it process. And the first thing that you have to do if you're going to take action to following your dreams is to commit. And this is something that's strictly mental. Once you see the vision, once you have the goal in mind, the biggest issue for a lot of people is the commitment. You have to say to yourself, hey self, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm not going to let anybody or anything stop me. And you have to hold on to that commitment, because the times get rough. There are going to be times when the money is funny. There are going to be times when your team is real small. It might be just a team of you. There's going to be times when things just don't go as planned. But if you have that commitment solidified, that's how you're going to keep going. And that's also how you're going to get started. So just commit. Say, today is the day that I'm going to change my life. Today is the day that I'm going to step out and do something different. The second thing you have to do once you commit is you got to plan. The whole saying about a failure to plan is a plan to fail is so true. Trust me, there have been numerous occasions where I plan to fail. I would even suggest that the first Gladiators Women in Sports Mixer was an example of that for me. Now, I have we had 15 people show up last time, and I mean, I was grateful for that, but it probably could have been better because I had no marketing strategy. I had no marketing plan. This time we had a marketing plan, and we have over 60 women show up for the mixer, and that's because we had a plan. So you have to do the same thing. Figure out what the goal is, and then march your way backwards to figuring out every step you have to take to get to the goal. Figure out a timeline that you need things to be completed. Just figure it out. Have your plan and follow that plan. Put that plan in front of you every day so that you can be checking off each and every time you meet a goal on that plan. Now, the third thing that you want to do is there's like this in-between planning. I call it the pre-action phase. And that's the phase where you've got your plan out, but you need to do some research. You need to talk to people to see, gather what they've done in the past. Just do your market research. So technically it's like an action, but it's not really an action. It's getting ready for the action. Now, a lot of people mess up because they stay in this place too long. They just ask questions and ask questions. They just research and research, go down the rabbit hole on Google. That is what we call procrastination. That is what we call not committing. Don't do that. Commit, plan, pre-plan for a little bit of time, and then you move on to step 4. Now, just before we move to step 4, I want you to know that part of the pre-action stage, which is asking questions, that's going to happen even once you're in action, right? You're always going to be trying to learn new things and get in contact with people. So that doesn't stop. But you should be doing a little bit of that before you just step out there. And so that's the 4th step. That leads us to the 4th step, which is taking the action, going for it, doing it. You want to start the business, start the business. You've already committed. You've already planned. You got your money lined up. You have your research lined up. Do it. That's like the simplest and easiest part. Now, in the process of doing it, you have to know that there are going to be setbacks. There are going to be things that don't go to plan, but you always go back to that commitment that, I'm going to do this regardless. Come hell or high water, I'm going to get this done. And that's how you end up with a Gladiators Women in Sports mixer. That's how you end up with Gladiators, the blog, and all the other things that we have coming with you, is that you don't stop. You stay committed. You take the action. It's one foot in front of the other. Even if you take one foot and you run into a brick wall, you figure out how you got to chop down the brick wall or go over the brick wall or walk around the brick wall, but you never ever stop. You just keep going. You hit the deadlines. You adjust for the bumps in the road, but the one thing that you don't do is you don't stop. So there you have it. The Women in Sports Mixer has gotten us yet another episode of Workin Women Wednesday, and today we just talked about just doing it. So if you enjoyed this video, please, please, please make sure you like it. Make sure you follow the hashtag Workin Women Wednesday. Make sure you share it. Give me your feedback. Tell me what other things you want to hear that are sort of plaguing you or interest you about your career. This has been Cecilia Towns of Sporty Esquire for another episode of Workin Women Wednesday. Bye.